Hi guys! Today I came to talk about episode 3 and some things that came to my mind. In this episode we have the end of mission 2, with the beginning of mission 3, since they always let half of performances to the next episode. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to keep up with the survival show, and don't forget to like. Thanks! We start with the attention performance. When the full group was on screen, all my eyes could see was Chanelle. And it's not because of that neon shirt, lol. She's so stable, and Mocha is also really stable, so the mid team stood out the most for me. The other team didn't get me as the mid one did. As I said on episode 2, these songs weren't a good choice. I can't see a difference on their voice. If you told me it was only one person singing the whole song on the high team part, I would believe it. Both teams' expressions were good, and Jonghoon expressions are great. I need to point that out. Now on to the scores. As I said, the teams with 4 people have an advantage towards the others. You already know who won. But the difference again was short, so it proves that the mid team was great too. For me, they stood out more. Also, Chanelle's score was higher than Jonghoon, as they were the highest scores on their teams. Now we go to the give and taken rehearsals. Since both teams for give and taken wanted the same part and couldn't decide by singing, cause all of them are good and no one knew the lyrics, they decided on rock paper scissors, and Loe won. I was happy for that because Jiwoo is in it, so she would show her vocals the way she wanted. She recommended part 3 to Jimin, and this team actually has a lot of potential. Team Loe was also lucky because they got the killing part. Jihyun would do it. During practice time, Iris seemed nervous and couldn't sing her part. She was a bit slow on the dance moves and the girls kept trying to make her sing, but she always stopped in the middle. In the interim evaluation, Iris only knew how to sing her part and the coaches said harsh words to her. Then she started to think it's okay if I get eliminated and I have a small voice so it's better if I don't sing, and that start to harm her team. I didn't like the way the coaches talked to her, but I understand that normally they are like that. I mean, it was a surprise that until now no one said anything weird to the girls. Eventually it would happen. The problem is that Iris can drag her team down if she makes mistakes on the performance. And the way she started to want to be eliminated actually made me sad. The performance starts with the low team, and Jihyun and Jimin weren't too stable at first, but they got better during the performance. Jiwoo is just great, she's the best vocalist we have and she shows that in this song. I was also surprised because Aina was stable too, she did great in this performance. The chorus for this team was amazing. Then the high team comes. I didn't like the first part of Youngso, her voice was a bit too high, but she did the ground part so nice later. Iroha and Ruka were okay, and Iris got to sing with a stronger voice from the rehearsal, which I didn't expect, but it's good to her. She's the weakest vocal in this performance, and sang the rest of her parts with that almost non-audible voice. And OMG, it's so satisfying to see Jiwoo's high note being replayed 3 times. She ate it. The best singer in this performance for sure. After Iroha fell, I feel like she got a bit unstable with her voice. And let me talk about Youngso's blinking. It seems like after Yuna blinked on her bad girl good girl performance, everybody is blinking, and the coaches and the girls like it, but in this song I didn't feel like it was natural. I don't know, I just felt weird. Iroha fell during the performance, and it seemed weird, but they recapped it showing us that she slipped on a necklace. The necklace fell from Jihyun, which I didn't even notice. I mean, we could consider that as a minor event, like a voice crack, but she laughed after she fell, so one of the coaches, finally saying something useful, said that she shouldn't have laughed because an idol would never do that, you just have to continue and hide your mistakes, which is true if you are a performer, even I already went through moments like that. Apart from that, I won't condemn her, cause it happens, she probably got nervous. Now, when we come to the scores, something seems wrong. Even the coaches said the low team called more attention, Iroha laughed after falling, Iris couldn't sing properly, the only one who really stood out on the high team was Youngso. The low team had Jimin, Jihyun and Jiwoo, great voices and the killing part. And still, the high team won? For me it doesn't make any sense. Also, Aina was stable and made no mistakes on the dance, but Iris still scored higher than her. I think the coaches hate Jiwoo and Jimin, I just can't find any other explanation. And yeah, it was only 5 points of difference, but the low team should have won with more than that as a difference. Now to the level changes. From mid to high we have Chanelle and Jiwoo. From high to mid we have Ruka and Soyeon. From high to low we have Iris. From mid to low we have Mocha, Yuisa, and Hazel. From low to mid we have Jimin, Jiwoo, and Jihyun. Yuisa got eliminated. I actually don't have much to say because we barely knew her, but I think she wasn't the worst trainee. She could have stayed longer. She was okay on attention performance, so I didn't expect her to be the first to leave. The next mission will be announced, so Jo Kwon appears wearing high heels, which by the way are really crazy, and I wonder how he can actually stand with those. It's a very different format. Anyways, this is what made me think that all missions would be announced by him, but gratefully I was wrong. After seeing him so many times, by the 4th episode one just can't stand him anymore. It's just the way he gives bad feedback to the girls, but we'll get to that. So, the first person of each level will be the leader to the teams. Then all of the girls should stay behind the person they want to join as a team, whatever the level they are. Of course everybody wanted to be in the group headed by the highest member, Haewon. The mid-leader was Soyeon, and the low leader was Yuwon. Seoyeon's team got the right number of people, which was 7. But Haewon had to send 3 people to Yuwon's team, which were Ruka, Wonhee, and Jimin. I could predict she would discard those 2, but sending Jimin too is not a really good idea, since she was great with high heels. I started to think if the girls have some kind of personal conflicts with each other. To decide who get to choose the songs, the teams had to do splits and see which one gets more distant with their feet touching. You will get what I mean if you see the images. It's a bit weird to explain this one. I also have to say that Chanelle was representing me so much here. Her suffering is so me with splits. Haewon's team won, so she chose the songs for each team. She got The Boys for her team, Dream of You for Yuwon, and 4 Walls for Soyeon. Okay, let's pause here to talk about what the heck are the song choices. Honestly, this survival show is just nonsense choosing the songs. I'm not talking about Haewon giving Dream of You to Yuwon, but just the Are You Next choosing this song along with 2 great second-gen songs. It doesn't make any sense, I swear. Dream of You, by Chung-ha, is a sexy and suggestive song, all sung in English, with a suggestive dance. It's also not easy, and it's recent. What does that have to do with The Boys by Girls' Generation, and 4 Walls by FX? I'd love to hear an explanation from the producers. Oh wait, one of the coaches is the producer of this song. Okay, now I get it, you had to promote yourself, okay then. But why in this mission though? Everything is just so wrong here. The song itself is a mistake for this moment. Maybe if it was in the 5th mission or something, but right now it was just painful to watch. And the girls are not bad, but the song choice is. And the clothes, oh my god. Look at this. I'll place some images from this song's MV, which by the way, I love this song and the dance, it just didn't fit in this moment. Chung-ha wears classy clothes, suit and stuff. But then the Are You Next production gave this to the girls. What the heck, honestly? Flowers? Tiny dresses? What is this? It's so uncomfortable to see them like this. These clothes remind me of a place I can't say here, and then we have to listen to the coaches saying you aren't sexy enough and we could see you are uncomfortable. Well, of course they are, what did you expect? I got so angry hearing this. Also, the mission had to have an object in the dance. The Boys got hats, 4 Walls got fans, and Dream of You got canes. Well, as I showed you, Chung-ha dances using hats. Yep, let's not only let it super sexy and weird, let's also make it nonsense with the concept of the song. That's how Hybe's team think. But let's move on. During the practice time, Yuwon felt sad because she thought the team didn't respect her as a leader, because they chose Mocha as a better person to do her part. Sorry Yuwon, but they chose who they think would do a better job. If you get a bad score you push your team down, and they were afraid. About the performance now. I feel like I would love it if they were wearing another clothing, cause it had a negative impact on me. Looks do make a difference. The Are You Next remixes are a bit weird, but the dance was great I think, and Ruka really stood out with the dance breaks to me. I just have to say I loved the beginning of the song. Jimin and Funa were so good. Funa actually surprised me with her high notes. And let me point out how this choreography asks for flexibility and crazy angles. I don't think it was a bad performance at all. They did a good choice letting Mocha get the high note part too, she's good at it. There were some shaking voices in the chorus, mostly by the minors, who had few lines. Yuwon unfortunately didn't really appear on screen, so I understand why she was upset. The episode ends without the coach's feedback. And one additional criticizing, there's a mistake on the images with the teams and the songs. 4 Walls is in the image with Yuwon's team, while Soyeon's team has Dream of You written on it. Anyways, that's it for today. Turn notifications on if you want to see more about Are You Next. Bye.